Welcome back again to USGoonerz for another Arsenal video. If this is your first time in the channel, consider subscribing, like this video, hype this video. Subscribe, especially if you're an Arsenal fan. I want to see our Arsenal fans here. We're trying to build this community. It's another week. Had a weird weekend. It was a bittersweet weekend. It was good and it was bad and it was okay. 1 minute it was good, next minute it was bad. And finally, it was okay. You already know what it was. It was a Manchester derby between Manchester United and City. Obviously, we wanted City to drop points because it's a Manchester derby. The form goes out the door. New manager bounce. We just needed something out of that game. We needed Manchester United to step up, and they had Mbuemo back, Ahmad back, so it was a strong squad. And everything went as planned, right? Manchester United turned up, bullied City, went at them with everything they had. Semedo was in there, nothing from him. And yeah, game ended 2-0. Freaking happy, freaking ecstatic. City lose. So it was a straightforward thing, right? Manchester City dropped points with an L, and we played Nottingham Forest 3 hours later. Score in there, get the win. It wasn't about performance. We just needed a win, needed 3 points, but it was that kind of game where you knew it was just not going to go your way, especially when Martinelli misses a freaking seater. Saka has this unbelievable header that was going top corner. Cells coming out, making a freaking save of the month. So it was that kind of game that nothing was just gonna go right, So it was a goalless draw. The whole Arsenal fan base was shaken. It was bad. It was a bad result, especially knowing the fact that we were supposed to capitalize on the City loss and go 9 points clear on the table. We collapse. But not just yet, right? Because Aston Villa, we're now the next one to see if they can close the gap. Because if they won or draw, they close the gap. So Villa loses, and it turned out to be an okay day, which is good, right? Good to the fact that we gained 1 point, and the 6 points gap turns to 7 instead of 9. We can take that for now. But the purpose of this video is just to reflect on Arsenal's season so far and ask or answer this question that everyone, even rivals, are just speculating, right? Can Arsenal still win the league? The answer everyone is giving is yes. Do I think we can still win the league? Yes, I do. However, games like the Nottingham Forest and the Liverpool 0-0 draws are unacceptable. They're unacceptable in the context of your close rivals drop points. You're supposed to capitalize on them. And don't get me wrong, there have been a couple of situations where Man City or Liverpool at the time, their rivals drop points and we go ahead and win. And pretty much that's why we're top right now, right? We have capitalized on situations like that. But this is the second time that we have failed to capitalize on our rivals dropping point. We can't keep doing this. If we want to really put gap between us and them and at least make the league easy for us, people can say walk the league. Yeah, it's possible for us to walk this league if we just put head down and take these chances. When we see our rivals dropping points, have to go with a win. Yes, I know we have to match the performance and results of our rivals, but do not match their results when they go ahead and lose or draw. We have to be better than them. We have to go ahead and win. That is how we create enough cushion that the rivals just give up on the league and focus on the cup games. So yeah, that is something we need to start paying close attention to. We're not gonna win every games. Definitely gonna drop points. And so is our rivals. They're not gonna win every games as well. Yes, Manchester City just got Margehi. They look a lot stronger now. They have Semedo, who's looking sharp. So they're gonna be stronger and probably would not drop a lot of points going forward. But this league is tricky that the lower half teams have really stepped up and they're taking points off the top half teams. There's been a lot of nil draws, a lot of draws in this season alone. So it's not an easy league. But it's a good thing that we're still managed to find ourselves 7 points clear from everyone. So can we still win this league? Yes. Yes. But we need to get better. But the squad that we're struggling in, pretty much the attack. We're struggling in our attack so bad that we need to fix that. And it's supposed to be getting better by now because it's been like this all season. And nothing is changing. Man City is dealing with their own issues defensively, but Man City is fixing their defensive issues. Now they're having attacking issues. But it's like the whole teams in the Premier League have some form of issues. Ours is attacking. We need to score goals. Gyökeres is supposed to be the answer, thinking that, oh yeah, Gyökeres is going to eventually click. I doubt that. I doubt Gyökeres will ever click, especially if we continue playing the way we're playing. The only way I feel Gyökeres clicks is if we have different kind of personnel in the game. Yeah, just having different kind of personnel in the game would change how we play, because when Arteta plays Odegaard, Saka, Trossard, Martinelli, they all play a certain way whereby they're not looking for their number 9. They're looking to get the ball in the box or try and go for goal themselves, which doesn't benefit Gyökeres. So is Gyökeres going to be the guy to save our season? I hope not, because if he is, we're screwed, because I don't see him getting better with the way we're playing. And Eze is not even getting enough minutes for me to trust him enough, because now when he comes in, he's not playing well because he's not being relied upon compared to when Odegaard was injured. So at least having Eze play more often, or at least alongside with Martin Odegaard, that would really give us some form of unpredictability going up forward, and Eze would take a shot, but Eze would still find that killer pass to a Gyökeres or whoever, So yeah, can Arsenal still win the league? Yes, we can. We can, but I'm just upset. I'm upset about the fact that we are making this league hard for ourselves. We have been the best team in the league so far. We have been better than City. You can look at the records. We've had the least amount of losses. We've not scored the most goals, but we've had the least conceded goals. Our goal difference is pretty much level with City. We're like the best team in the league so far. And the beauty about this is our rivals drop more points than us. So if we put head down and just kept winning our games, the cushion will be so much that you wouldn't have to worry about the Man City, the Villas, and co. I know I talked about this sometime last year, about how we can just keep winning our games, especially when Man City and Villa drop points, and just, add those 3 points on the board and it stacks up and you see 15 points clear from number 2. So yeah, for us to win the league, we have to change how we attack. We have to, because I notice what Arteta does is he starts Odegaard, starts Saka, and Trossard or Martinelli based on the performance, and throwing Gyökeres up front. At this point, it feels like putting Gyökeres up front, expecting him to click, is almost like doing the same thing over and over again and expecting a different outcome. He's not going to click because you're repeating the same process that has not worked so far. When you start Gyökeres up front and you start these guys behind him and beside him, they're going to do the same thing they've always done, which doesn't benefit Gyökeres. The only way it would work is if Gyökeres changed his game. And for someone who has been playing the way he's been playing this past couple of years in Portugal, I don't see him changing his game in, 6 months? I don't see him changing his game in this short amount of time. It's not enough time to see Gyökeres turn himself from a out-and-out 9 to a false 9. It's not going to happen this season. if that's how Arteta wants him to eventually become a false nine, it would happen probably next season or 2 seasons later, not this season. He's always going to be a nine. So if we want, and he starts like that and tries the Gyökeres thing and it doesn't work, what does he do? Takes out Gyökeres, brings in Gabriel Jesus or Merino, and you start seeing something, right? Then if we're needing a goal, he brings in Eze. It's just like dots, and dots. Just try something different. Start Eze, start Odegaard. Gyökeres up front. Saka, Madueke, I don't care. Trossard, Martinelli, I don't care. I just care about the 2 10s. Start Eze, start Odegaard, start Rice. Rice can do the engine walk, the covering of Eze in case he's not tracking back or if he loses the ball in a dangerous position. Let Rice sit for this game. Let Eze play the 10/8 role, but mostly the 10 role, right? Just to add that extra creativity in there. And this is why, I mean, I really wish I could put in Zubimendi in this point, but I can't right now because of Eze. But what I really want from Eze is balls going through that middle. We always go through the left or right, mostly the right for Saka. We rarely go through the middle. And we have a guy that is good and comfortable in front of the 18-yard box in the middle. Eze. That's where Eze thrives. He thrives in the spaces in the 10 rows. So having Eze there and you playing balls directly to him, let him do whatever he wants to do in that 10. If he sees a pass to Gyökeres, he gives Gyökeres. If he sees a shot at goal, he takes a shot at goal. This adds extra spice to our attack, which is why we got people like Eze. You don't get the best out of Eze when you bring him second up and you need a goal, especially when he's not in form right now. But if you started him in the 10 row alongside with Odegaard, at least start that in the first half. Just utilizing Eze better in that 10 row adds, it kind of revives, I won't say revive, it just adds something new to the way we attack. The middle of the pitch becomes useful, especially when we're attacking. That's what he does. Eze and Gyökeres will make that center attacking space work, but he doesn't always do that. He starts Odegaard, Rice, Zubimendi. Don't get me wrong. I understand what he's doing when he does that. When he starts Odegaard, Rice in the 8 and Zubimendi in the 6. When he does that, I understand why. Because Zubimendi makes things flow according to pace. But if you notice something, which is what Zubimendi was supposed to do, Zubimendi was supposed to prevent Odegaard from coming back to playing with him, to picking the ball behind him, behind the center circle. Zubimendi was supposed to prevent that. Zubimendi was supposed to be the guy getting the ball when you're playing out from the back and sending it to Odegaard or Rice. He was supposed to be the guy doing that. And where does Odegaard get the ball? Odegaard gets the ball in the right place in his 10 row right in front of the 18-yard box and links up with Saka and also supposed to link up with Gyökeres. But no, you don't do that. What does he do? Zubimendi does his thing, conducts as usual, but then you see Odegaard come down sometimes to get the ball, pair up with Zubimendi. So Odegaard is playing more of a free-flowing 10 role, whereby he's moving around, linking up with Zubi, linking up with Rice, linking up with Martinelli, linking up with Saka mostly, but the one person he's not linking up with, Gyökeres. He doesn't link up with Gyökeres. What does he do in terms of, hey, I want to link up with Gyökeres? He gets the ball in the box. He tries to do a true ball to Saka to get across, or he tries to go have a shot for himself. So those are the kind of plays Odegaard does. But guess who it doesn't suit? It doesn't suit Gyökeres. Because at this point, he's like making runs, mini runs, small runs, and going back, getting frustrated that when the ball comes in, is not ready. Someone like Trossard might kick in, or Rice could be in there. Then we have to rely on set piece to break the low blocks. Arsenal can still win this league. But we have to activate the strengths we have. We have to utilize the personnel we have. We have to utilize Eze well. We have to utilize Gyökeres well. What do you guys think? Do you think I'm crazy? Now tell me, what do you think? Do you think he should actually start Eze and Odegaard in the 10 and let Declan Rice play the 6 role? At least for the first half, to see how things are going. Start in a very creative, because that will be a creative 10 role. There will be so much creativity going forward just by doing that. I feel like, I feel like he should start something like that in the first half. Let me know what you guys think. Seriously, I'm curious. I need to know if I'm crazy or am I the only one seeing this? Everyone has literally written Gyökeres off, calling him a flop, a dud. He's running with Timberlands and jeans. He's ruggedy. He can't make, and these are true. These are true statements. But these are, I see these as symptoms. They're symptoms of an underlying problem, an underlying condition. I see these are things that come when certain things are not addressed. Eventually, the players start looking like all those words they call him. Rival fans, I'm okay with them calling it out. And to be honest, rival fans will call it out, especially when it's true. They will call it out. If it's a lie, they will call it out, because the rival fans, all they want to do is banter. If Arsenal have a good game, good win, no negative, well, if there's a negative that Gyökeres doesn't score or plays a shitty game, but Arsenal win, banter fans call it out. Arsenal win, but damn, Gyökeres, what's it doing there? Damn, why is Eze not playing? Eze's only had that one game where he scores a hat trick and that's it. Can't even make the team. The banters, I'm used to them from the rival fans. But our fans, the Arsenal fans, Gyökeres is not a flop. He isn't a flop. We're just not using him well. I get this notion of like, yeah, why don't we sell him in the summer? Let's go buy another striker in January. Oh my God, man. Hear this. I understand, but when it comes from fans, Arsenal fans, yeah, doesn't sit well with me. I'm not one of those fans that think Gyökeres is a flop. No, because I see the problem, and the problem has not been addressed. They're blaming his runs. They're blaming the fact that he's not. They're blaming the fact that Gyökeres isn't getting chances on Gyökeres. It's like, yeah, he doesn't make the right runs. He doesn't put himself in the space, in the right position for him to have chances. Do you see how they flip that narrative that is Gyökeres that is not putting himself in the right positions to get chances? And they say when Gabriel Jesus comes in, yeah, he's in the right position to get chances. If we want to go with that analogy, you're simply saying, Gyökeres, stop being an out-and-out number 9 and be a false 9. Like Gabriel Jesus, Kai Havertz. That's what you guys are really saying. He's not a false 9. You're saying that's what you want him to be a false 9, right? And then someone like, well, look at Haaland. Look at Haaland. I'm not going to compare Gyökeres to Haaland because I know Haaland had to go through. You see, Haaland still struggles till today. So let's not forget that if an elite striker like Haaland struggles to still score goals, what do you think someone like Gyökeres, who hasn't bagged 50 goals in a season yet, is going to do? Haaland has been unlocked by Kevin De Bruyne. That's why back then when KDB wasn't playing, it affected Haaland. This time that there's no KDB, Pep has changed how his Shirkeys and Foldens and Bernardo Silvers play by feeding Haaland the ball. So he says, yo, feed him the ball. Pep had to do that. Pep had to add that into how he attacks. And that synchrony just works, that Haaland is able to make the right runs and puts himself in the right position to have shots at goal. We don't have that in Arsenal. Arteta isn't doing that. That's the only criticism I have on Arteta. Do I think it's going to cost us the league? No. I'm going to tell you why. Because what Arteta is doing is still working. But I just feel like he's not using all his weapons well. He's not using all his weapons well. If he was using all his weapons well, we will be 15, 20 points clear in the league title. Yeah. We will be 15, 20 points clear in the league title if he was using all his weapons well. If Gyökeres was banging goals, we'll be out of sight by now. So we're not even firing on all cylinders and we are where we are. And our rivals are not elite like they were, which is why we're going to win the league. So yeah, let me know what you guys think. I know I'm not crazy. Let me know what you guys think. That's how I feel about Arsenal so far. I had to share my thoughts and opinion on the current status and situations of the Gunners. I'm not panicking. I'm just patient. Patient till May. Because come May, when we win that league, man, everyone, just run, man. Africa, UK, the rest of the world, just run. Because, man, it's going to be unbearable. And we know you guys hate Arsenal, but we're going to win it. So you have to think about that and prepare yourself. It's going to be wild. But yeah, that's all I have for you guys today. As always, subscribe to the channel, especially if you're an Arsenal fan. I want to see Arsenal fans here. Like this video, give this video a hype, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Bye-bye.